Alright, well, I got another update. Been a while. So, this is the new panel. That outlet down there below is for the generator. I haven't finished up putting the cover on it, but that allows me to feed the whole house in an event of a power outage. Here's the basic outlet here. These three down here are going to be for future. Eventually I'll use it for a workbench, and this is just a GFI, so I'll use that for probably the workbench. And this is for the outlet down here. And then this right up here, this is for the pump, and this is the main feed. This is a 15 amp double pole, if anybody wants to know what it is. It's a little worn. I got it from my neighbor Jimmy, who's an electrician. He had a spare one from when he'd used one for something else. Anyway, so it basically just runs out the top here. Nothing serious there. But if you come over here, it's a little messy in here right now because I've been getting crazy trying to get this stuff done. Anyway, so the power comes down, and this is pretty straightforward. You just basically you put the black and the red on the top there. Of course you have the ground over there. And I didn't use the white, so I just spun it back there, no big deal. But anyway, I gotta fix that. I didn't put a collar around the wire, I just kind of roughed it in. I'll fix that later. Hopefully I'll turn the power off before I mess around with 220. Anyway, so that's basically that. It wasn't too difficult. As you can see, the pump, I've got this thing in my head is just ridiculous. I was just playing because there's an adjustment right here. So if anybody has these pumps, be aware this flange comes through to this second chamber. So basically this side is where the water comes in. As you can see, I had to get this unit. I didn't run them as independents. This is pretty cool. It's a little expensive. Cost like 50 bucks for that little black piece. Wasn't very happy about that. There's the main feed, and that little valve over there will be for the recirculation to filter it. Right now I've got a little pool pump just filtering each tank individually until such time either hook that up to the system or get a new pump. But that'll allow the water to continually be clean. Don't want any trash getting caught in the end of my sprinkler heads, or eventually I'm going to hook it into a panel that'll go to my toilets. Anyway, so basically what I've done now is I just kind of tapped into it and ran over here, and that goes out to the irrigation. I will tell you, I did test it yesterday, and I'm going to turn it on here in just a second. It does short cycle, so I am going to get either a 35 or an 82 gallon tank that's going to sit right in this area here. What that does is that allows you to feed off of that instead of off the pump. Tanks are relatively full. I burned off a little bit yesterday just to test it out. And it rained again last night to fill it back up, which is kind of cool. Let me I'll go ahead and turn this on. Sorry for the jitteriness of the camera. So it basically kicks on, and then that's the pressure switch to 60. So it's a 40-60 or 60-40, whatever you want to call it. That means the high pressure, it'll go to 60. You can actually adjust that a little bit, but I'm probably going to throttle it down actually. So next to what I'm going to do is coming off of those two valves, I'm going to tap them into one line. One will go into the pressure tank, and then I'll put a manifold panel up here, which that'll actually spin off for the irrigation. And then if I want to run I'm going to actually tap in over there in the corner behind that pipe. You can't really see it, but against the wall right below the tank. All my hose bibs, so I'm actually going to use it to wash my cars, toilets, and that's all I'm going to use it for now. If I decide to get with a reverse osmosis or an ultraviolet filter, you can get them at Lowe's. They're pretty pricey though, so I haven't really decided whether or not I go that route or not. I guess if the times get tough with the price of water, seems like right around here in North Carolina we got too many water manics. So if it gets to where water's costing almost as much as gas, I may very well put another. And there's all the mess from insulating the garage. I may put another 1,000 gallons here and use that for semi-potable water, meaning I would use it for, you know, washing clothes, washing your hands, and just use the dishwasher and ice maker on the city water. That way I don't have to get hit with that ridiculous price they keep hitting with. Last year, I don't know if you remember some of the other videos, I got a couple of bills, actually more than a couple, $130 a month to water my grass. So that was enough for me to understand what I got to do here. Basically, right now I have $1,000 into everything. The pump was the biggest hit. That was around, well, with that black attachment on the front there, it rolled it over a little over 300. The tanks were relatively cheap. You can get those on Craigslist. I paid $70 a piece. I did take them out and broke them all the way down to just the plastic. Painted them with Rust-Oleum oil-based paint to block the sun. Don't want any algae growing in the tanks. And of course I made those little sight glasses. That's not a lot of light, so it's not a big deal. That little blue tank, I also got that on Craigslist. I paid $20 for it, I think. PVC is the hitter. I'll tell you what, these 2-inch valves and fittings, big mistake. I mean, it's just massively expensive. PVC has gotten way out of control. If you look there off the top of the tank, there's a little clear sight, like a filter. I'll kind of go up here and look at it. You got this at Lowe's. I'm not very happy with it. It comes with this filter. Little problem. The water has got enough sediment in it where it blocked it, and it came out the top of that. Lucky me. So I didn't have it glued in. I did glue that in now, and if you're looking at it, I made it higher than the incline, so in reality it would have to back up all the way out to the outside and outflow before it would come out of that. That's just to allow air through here. So right now it's just clear. No big deal in that regard, but I'm gonna actually probably look at putting a different type of filter in there if I can get one, to not catch as much, and then let the filter, which if you look down there, there's a little pool pump. That's just sitting down in the tanks, you know, constantly cycling it. It's been running for a couple days on that tank. I've gone to each of these tanks just before I started it up to clean it up. Anyway, so we've got pressure, as you can see. Looks like right now it's only sitting at 45. I don't know if it's just needing to be adjusted or what. Let's go ahead and turn on a sprinkler so you can see this thing kick on. And you'll hear it short cycle. This zone, for some reason, I guess is alright, let's go see what we got. Free water. Let's see what's going on. So there you have it. And I can hear the pump. It's short cycling on this zone. I don't know why. Let's turn that off. Let's do zone 5, which is the front. For some reason, you hear it. So that's part of the reason why I'm going to get that pressure pump. You don't want that. That's really hurting the pump. This zone, no problem. I don't know if it's just a different elevation. It's just that one zone 4, which is the back. Just gonna go up here. Sorry for the movement of the camera. I hope nobody's getting motion sickness. But this is pretty cool. course, my front yard completely died from brown patch. So that's free water. There you have it. I gotta fix that valve over there in the back there. Looks like the nozzle's blown out. It's taking some of the water from these others. But got to adjust the heads. As you can see, my lovely yard is just completely died. I'm going to seed this in a couple weeks. One of the beauties of having free water is I can water as much as I want in the middle of the summer if I want. So I'm going to seed this 1st September, and I should have a pretty green grass by the middle of September. Anyway, nice weeds, you like that? Anyway, just thought I'd give you guys an update, and I'll put another one up there once I get the grass going. Talk to you soon, or once I get the tank in.